Hi guys, have you subscribed to this Donna Dewberry channel? Well, I'm thrilled to come on and share with you lots of lessons, but to do that, I need you to subscribe and go to notifications and ring the bell so that you're notified when I'm coming on. I have lots of special free streaming lessons that are great for you to come on live with me. So please go do that and stay tuned for the lesson. Good morning. It's Relax and Paint, and I have another fun little project, and I'm going to use another art paper today, and I'm using a white. I'm talking really silent because we're supposed to relax and paint, and I don't want to wake up everybody in my house. I don't know about you, but I'm hoping that you can take a few minutes to sit and watch me today, and maybe come back a little bit later today and actually paint with me. But I love that you can watch and rewatch. And if you want to never miss these, please go subscribe. It shows that way more than half don't subscribe. So my campaign is to share with you why it's important to subscribe so you don't ever miss when I'm going to be on, and all the fun that's happening around the one-stroke world. All right, so today I'm going to be working on canvas paper. It's by Carson, Carson. All right, so it's a great paper pad, and this one's textured a little bit, so it feels like, what does it say? So it feels like a canvas fabric, but it's really paper, but it's heavier art paper, so it doesn't curl and all. So that's just at your local craft store. And I'm going to be using my one-stroke brushes today, and I do have a set that is a great set for you to use. And there's a 13-piece brush set, and they're the Donna Dewberry brushes. They're my signature brushes, and actually I'm spending every Friday for the last few Fridays on practice strokes, sharing how you use each brush. So if you're new out there and you're liking what I'm showing you today, please go start watching the practice strokes, because on those stroke days, I give you homework and I encourage you to practice during the week. And guess what? It's going to make it where you're going to be able to paint and feel comfortable with my terminology and how I load the brush. And so think about that. We're going to go ahead and start painting today. And I have gotten a couple of things I want to share with you. Is we're using multi-surface paint. This is FolkArt multi-surface. Amazing. It's got a sealer inside of it, so you can paint outdoors, indoors, glass, metal, ceramic, canvas, wood. And then I'm also multi-surface bright pink, which is a neon color, and with some other colors we're going to use. I like to also share with you that we don't use water except to clean the brush. We're using floating medium when you feel like you need water with my technique. All right, I'm a mother of 7 children, and I created this technique and multi-loading with multiple colors on my flat brushes. And I created a way to make it step by step so you can learn all kinds of flowers and animals and different things I teach you. Okay, so let's get started. I'll share the colors with you. All right, so I kind of tap my foam plate so that it spreads out, so that we have lots of areas to pick up paint from. This is teal, citrus green, daffodil yellow, the floaty mediums in the middle right there. And then we have magenta and the bright pink, which is neon. All right, so I'm going to just do a fun little flower today that I think you'll enjoy. I'm going to get out my 16 flat. And what else are we going to use today? We're going to use a lot of the 16, and then we'll come back in with a couple of the smaller brushes and work with those, okay? And I'm going to put those to the side. We have paper towels because we're going to wet our brushes first, and then we have to lay it on the paper towel to dry it off, okay? So we're going to use a 16. I have to get the sizing out of it, especially as a new brush. A lot of my brushes, my traditional one-stroke brushes, I put those in. There's a lot of white, so it's not focusing. Sorry. Um, they're the green handle brushes with Donna Dewberry one-stroke on it, plaid one-stroke Donna Dewberry brush. All right, well, with these brushes, I've left them in the water during the whole day that I'm painting, no problem. But they are good brushes, but my best brushes are the ones where the handles are dipped really nice. They had better, higher quality ferrule and higher quality bristles. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you on these is that you'll hear me cleaning my brush out in my basin and then laying it down and not sitting in my paint and my water. Sorry, I put my finger in my paint. Okay, all right. So let's get that off my hands before I ruin my paper here. Okay, so now first thing we're going to do, you see I dipped into that paint? Okay. All right, we're going to take this 16 and I am going to pick up, oh, guess what I didn't get? We need white. Sorry. White's pretty important. Okay, and there's 8-ounce bottles too. You can go to onestroke.com and get all my painting supplies. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of medium, and then I'm going to get in between these two colors. Let me show you really good here. All right here. Go back and forth. I want a little bit of magenta on the outside edge. And I can grab a little bit of white on the neon, the bright pink side. And then go back in here and work it 2/3 into the bristles. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put 3 flowers in the middle here. So first thing I want to do is I want to get a nice outer edge. Okay, I'm going to dip a little bit of medium on the darker magenta side. Now, if you might notice, my eyes are looking at the pink edge, and I am just staying open so that I have room for that nice pretty center. Okay, let's go a little bit closer. All right, so there is 5 to 6 petals. Most of these, this is like an open rose, would have 5 petals. Okay, so now watch what happens. The outside edge. See, I'm going to keep coming here and picking up paint. And we got one more. Okay, see all the different shades? All right, so I'm going to come right in here. We're going to get a little bit more white. And just get floating medium on the magenta edge because this is paper that's kind of dry. We've got lots of paint on the rest of the brush, but I want a little bit of medium out there. Okay, so we're gonna get a few more petals. So you can stop at any time, practice the stroke a little bit, and then restart it. Pause it, restart it, pause it, restart it till you get the whole flower done. All right, so I'm going to do one where we're going to see the back of the flower. So this one's kind of hanging down, and it's going to be the back view, so you'll have a little bit of a green stem there. All right, so then a lot of times the stems, I'm going to use the chisel edge of the 16 flat brush. I don't know if y'all caught that. This is 16 flat. You could use a 12, but I encourage you to use that 16. because the larger you make the brush, the more delicate you can get the leaves and petals. All right. So I'm going to come right in here and just add a little bud. So see that? Just a little bit of bud. 2 strokes down. 1, 2. Okay. And let's do a triangle. See the triangle? We got 1, 2. Let's do one over here. Okay, let's pick up a little bit of white. Okay, there we go. Now, what we can do, I'm a little bit close, so let's pull up a little bit more. Hear me? I'm cleaning, and I'm raking that against, you can go see how I do that. I'm raking this against the basin so it cleans. There's no paint right in there. Okay, so let's come in here and let's put, this is, right, this is a 6 flat. We're going to get daffodil yellow, and we're going to just put some of that yellow, just tap it in around the center, because we're going to let that dry, and then we'll put some green and some other colors in there. There we go. All right. So now let's get our green on the 16 flat so that we can make some bigger leaves. So I like to make the bigger leaves. We're letting the yellow dry, and then we'll make our small leaves. So I'm coming in here with teal and citrus green. Dip it in the medium slightly, just straight in the medium, straight up and down. All right. And I'm going to go back and forth, back and forth. I was trying to get light, but I just got a ton of light. All right. So a little bit too much. There we go. All right. So what I want to do is do these rose leaves, and they usually have, see, the brushes are well loaded, and they usually have 3 leaves. So I'm going to stay here pretty small. You could use a 12 if you feel more comfortable. And I'm coming back down. So I'm wiggling out to a point and then wiggling back. And see, I don't like that side, so I'm just going to pick up more paint, or there is more paint on the second side. Okay. So look, I'm going to pull the stem into the leaf. And it's real important that you do know that you can move your art around. Okay, and then you pull your stem into there. All right, so some of these stems and branches have that dark magenta in them. So I want you to see I can also pick up a little bit of white. Oops, I got a lot of white. Let's work that in. Too much white. Okay, so I did 3 there. I'll do another one right here. Pull a stem. Let's pull them up here. I know that's got a lot of shadow, so I'm going to hold this brush. So see, I need to get medium on the tail edge of this because it's paper and it absorbs the moisture pretty fast. See how I'm making it a little jagged, more medium. Every time I come over here, I'm dipping a little bit of medium and I'm working it in, okay? All right, so let's go right here. You can come back. Okay. All right, let's do a couple more little leaves. Okay. All right, so we're going to come down here and do a couple, just a few more leaves along here. And if you notice, I do 1, 2, 3 in a triangle again. All right, so I've got to come around because this is dry here. And we pull the stem in. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to a smaller brush now because we have detail. Okay, detail with this, and we are going to come in with this small, my 2-script liner, and I'm going to take and put a little dot in the center with the handle of the brush. So it's a dip dot. I am also showing that we're going to come in here with a little bit of white. All right, just to give that a little bit of detail. And we're going to come in now with the 6 again. And we're going to pick up and do a little bit of green around those buds. All right, so let's pick up, it's a small brush. You would pick up mostly citrus and then side load next to your teal. Okay, so let's go really close to these buds and see what happens. All right, so I'm going to come up with the citrus going up. And I'm getting more citrus. I'm going around. Okay, and let's do that in a couple more. So 1 in the middle, teal and citrus. We're picking up both. So a little detail like this makes a big difference in what your piece looks like. All right. Now I'm also just going to come out here and do a couple of little clusters of leaves on this little vine that comes out. Okay, so I do have a little bit more of a leaf that's coming off of here, but these are smaller. I'm going to come right here and add a little bit of citrus. So aren't this kind of fun? These are simple little strokes. Remember, if you don't feel comfortable, go to my practice strokes and learn a few of these leaves and you'll feel better. Okay? So I'm going to come out here and just do 3. The third one over here. Okay. Come up here, because what we want to do, we're going to take and make a few little leaves from the back side of this this rose here. This is the back of the rose, and we're going to pull this out. Okay. Now, if you take your liner, the 2-script liner, you can come out here and put little teeny sprouts or a little greenery look. Let's do it right here. Okay, so the same thing is going to happen to this little guy. We're going to put little sprouts of green on the end, but you know what? If I work in some white, look what happens. They really show up. Okay, little bits of green that adds to that little delicate look. All right, so then what I want to do is take my 2-script liner. We're almost done. I just want to show you a couple little vines. If we come out from here, okay, you having fun? I missed you guys last week. we had internet and storms, so I thought I'll just come on here today and get back in the routine so that you don't miss any more. All right, so see those little teeny vines that are out there? I'm going to go ahead and use the 6. All right, I put a little bit of medium and I'm just picking up citrus. All right. Now you can use a smaller brush to make these really minute little teeny leaves. We're going to come in here with the magenta and side load it. We're going to come around and float around here, and then we're going to dot centers. Now we just take this little handle or the brush tip. Hope you enjoy. I'm going to come in here with a little bit of teal and sign it. And I'm thrilled for you to come to Facebook and show your painting. Show me what you do with yours. And I'll see you next week. Oh, actually, I'll see you Friday. Thank you, guys.